Oh, hi there. I'm Shrouded in Darkness, and I'm here to tell you about the Wild Mage and the leveling experience. For me, so far, Wild Mage has been very, very good. There have been quite a few moments where my character has kind of like exploded from the negative wild magic, but overall, I think Wild Mage is not only a fun addition to game, but also a really powerful one. You see, one of the things that I was worried about, that I thought would be kind of the weakest part of the character, is the chaos stuff. Your prismatic spray, the wild strike, the chaos sphere, stuff like that. I thought it was going to be like really hit or miss and just wasn't going to land very often. But I'm going to be honest, it was good, and good for the entire leveling process. Now, as far as epics goes, I don't know. My character is, of course, level 20. I just got to level 20 today. So I'm pushing. I'm going as fast as we can to get some good data. But for the leveling process, I found it leveled incredibly easy. Now, I am, in fact, a racial completionist. This is my racial completionist character, so, you know, your mileage is not going to be the same as this build, but I'm comparing it to the regular experience of playing sorcerer, and honestly, it feels very good. So you can kind of go in deep on a lot of the chaos-focused stuff, because that's pretty much what I did. The only spell I used while leveling was Delayed Blast Fireball for damage, and Meteor Swarm for damage, as well as Scorch just to get me to Chaos Sphere. Once I got Chaos Sphere, I entirely stopped using Scorch, and I only used Delayed Blast Fireball starting at 14 to kind of fill in some of the gaps. And yeah, it's crazy. It did way more damage than I thought. And there's a couple standout MVPs I kind of wanted to note. But if you do want to play a character like this, Chaos Bolt is very good. I did use Chaos Bolt all the way until level 12, so make sure you do take it. I swapped out my spells, but you want to make sure you have Chaos Bolt for level 1. Scorch is your level 2 damage spell of choice. Chaos Sphere is your level 3 damage spell of choice. And then we had come to Chaos Hammer. This spell is garbage. Almost every monster in the game is chaotic, and it doesn't actually work against chaotic creatures. So while Chaos Sphere, Chaos Bolt, and all your other Chaos spells do, this one doesn't. So the unfortunate reality is that if you decide to play this character, I thought Chaos Hammer would be cool. It looks cool. It is bad. So don't worry about using this one. Just skip it entirely. Greater Color Spray, fantastic spell. Really just a big crowd control, does a bunch of stuff. But Wild Strike was the MVP here. I love this spell. Visually, it looks great. It causes enemies to take wild surges, and it actually does more damage than it says. It's a d6 plus 10 damage per caster level, so it hits pretty hard along with the spell-like ability. So definitely the one I would take first, then Greater Color Spray, then Prismatic Ray. All of that worked pretty good. Prismatic Strike, also incredible spell. Ton of damage, area of effect, and it's a knockdown, and it causes enemies to have their damage negated, so they do less damage. Very, very powerful. I grabbed Delayed Blast Fireball and Prismatic Spray, both very good. I actually took Prismatic Spray at 14, because I wanted to see how good it was going to be first. And it turns out not only was it good, but Delayed Blast Fireball really kind of goes along with it. So again, a very, very good combo here. All the 8s are bad, so it doesn't matter. And then I took Meteor Swarm. If you want to do kind of like, unlike me, where I did Fire, I went with kind of the Fire Savant sort of thing, but you wanted to go more of an Air Savant or a Water Savant, that's also an option. So you can do both of these, and instead of grabbing Delayed Blast Fireball here, you would take like Chain Lightning or Autoluke's Freezing Sphere or something in the 6s. But it's basically the same thing. So the way that I leveled the character to make it pretty easy was I just put points in the Wild Mage. I took Chaos Bolt like right away. And then you can also grab one of these other low-level spell-like abilities if you want, with Burning Hands or Chaos Bolt here. I grabbed all the meta magic feats first, so Maximize at level 1, Empower at level 3. All of these spell-like abilities cast quickly because they're sorcerer spell-like abilities. You don't have to worry about Quicken. I took Quicken at level 15 when I took Delayed Blast Fireball, so you don't really need it before then. You could also take Quicken at 12 if you wanted. And then I took, after the meta magic feats, I grabbed the spell focus feats for evocation, which was pretty good to make sure I could have all the spell focus for all your evocation spells, because all of this is evocation. And then I used Power and Chaos. This buff is very good and is better the earlier you get it. The earlier you get this, because this gives you +2 to the bonus cash level and max cash level of all your spells, which is a huge increase in damage. Now, it does mean you get the bad surges. You can't mitigate them with these enhancements, but in my opinion, it's worth it. There was a couple times where I got turned to stone at a bad time. I started dancing at a bad time. I had a bunch of terrible things happen to me, but overall, it was totally worth it. Can recommend. It's way too much damage to pass up. And also, it's kind of fun to have the bad surges on, where suddenly, oops, my character's dead. One of my favorite ones that they added, which is new, is a lightning bolt. Yeah, like that lightning bolt. I don't know if it came through the microphone, but it's a thunderstorm going on inside. And what it does is it basically zaps your character and does like 80% of your health. It's hilarious. Watch out for that one. So that's a pretty cool one. Chaos Sphere, of course, is a major damage spell. Basically, you progress in here, get Chaos Bolt. You want to get Chaos Sphere as soon as possible because this is a huge upgrade to your damage because you just blast this out whenever, every 6 seconds. Then you grab Power and Chaos, and then I pretty much just filled out Wild Mage entirely as you see it. Then I filled out Fire Savant, and then the other stuff came later. I'm a racial completionist, so I took all of the Eladrin tree. You don't need it. I just wanted to try it out. But I gotta say, having Vigor for free, very convenient. It just meant I didn't have to like chug potions as a sorcerer, which is normally what you would be doing. You'd be chugging potions or using hirelings. With this, I didn't have to do that. Oh my god, the thunder and lightning. Anyways, and then once you get to 12, all of this stuff is really crazy, so huge fan. Fun thing, I didn't actually notice. So Tides of Chaos is -2 to all spell DCs, and then it says whenever you cast a spell with a DC, you add a D6 to that spell. On average, this is going to give you plus 1.5 to all your spell DCs, and it's going to range from -5 to +4, which is a pretty reasonable, or -5, -1 to +4. Now here's the cool thing. If you mouse over one of your spells, it says Reflex 56, then you mouse again, 58, 57, 59, 58, 59. It's actually re-rolling before your eyes, so it's kind of cool. You can see your ranges. It does make it hard to know exactly what your DC calculation is, but it's kind of funny. Actually, does this dynamically update under spellcasting? No, it doesn't look like it. Interesting. Anyways, so yeah, very powerful. I would say the biggest lulls is until you get to Chaos Sphere, it's going to feel slow. Once you get Chaos Sphere, you maximize, you empower it, it feels great. Once you get to level 6 and you get Chaos Sphere, the actual spell, then I basically ran through quests just casting Chaos Sphere, spell-like ability, into Chaos Sphere the spell, and if anything was still alive, Chaos Bolt him down, and then that was it, move on to the next room. Pretty much never worried about spell points, and it was great. Once I got to level 12, you've got Wild Strike, double Wild Strike basically, which was pretty good, and Greater Color Spray under your belt, so both of those things are pretty nice. And the only areas where you would kind of start to lack a little bit of damage, your Giant Hold, or not even Giant Hold, you have lots of damage for Giant Hold, but like I did the Age of Rage chain, I did Sharn. In those quest areas, I thought it was going to be tougher than it was, but Delayed Blast Fireball really did the job. So if you're playing, again, if you want to play Ice, just grab Autoluke's Freezing Sphere at 6, or Chain Lightning if you want to do Lightning at level, or as a 6th level spell. And then Delayed Blast Fireball here, of course, is going to be my 7th level of choice because I decided to go Fire. And you're pretty much going to set your tree up like this. 44 in Wild Mage for the end game once you're at the cap here, and then 31 in whatever Savant tree you actually want to use. I will say, the question that you probably are asking, is this better than just leveling as a regular caster? I mean, no, it isn't just better than regular leveling. If anything, it would be better if you did this the other way around. So you actually just went like Fire Savant and then had Wild Mage with some of the good stuff like Power and Chaos and just had some of this. You would actually have a more powerful character, but this was fun and this actually worked, which is surprising. Is it leaking? Oh, we're good. I thought the rain was coming through the window. I had to double check on that. Yeah, it's a crazy thunderstorm outside right now. It's not part of the video, but it's happening. It's pretty cool. But yeah, I did find that a lot of time, I ended up using Delayed Blast Fireball when I got it. So do you need to level with Chaos? No, you don't. You can just level regular Sorcerer and use Wild Mage to accent it. But I leveled with almost exclusively the Chaos spells, and it was good. It was fast. It was consistent, and it was easy. Big standout is this ability, Prismatic Mind. A lot of people are going to write this off because it's a D6 Chaos damage per level, added onto spells like Color Spray, Greater Color Spray, Prismatic Ray, Prismatic Strike, and Prismatic Spray. Basically, it adds a little bit of damage. There's a similar effect in the game for Dark Apostate that makes it so that your Prayer, Bless, and Bane spells get evil damage added onto them, and that ability is garbage. The reason why it's garbage is because it's basically no damage. Prismatic Mind is the exact same effect, but somehow it's good here. And the reason why it's good here is because these spells you're already casting. You're casting Greater Color Spray to crowd control monsters. By adding the extra little bit of Chaos damage, you're doing 500 to 1,000 Chaos damage on top of stunning everything. So you're already using the spell. It's not like you're going out of your way to use it. Prismatic Spray you're already using because it's a powerful effect. They updated the damage on Prismatic Spray. It's actually a high damage spell. And so you're already using it. This just gives you more. Versus in Dark Apostate, you have to go out of your way to bless the enemies, or you have to bane them, a spell that's basically useless, and the damage itself isn't very good. So Prismatic Mind, definitely very good. I wouldn't sleep on it, although I will say I took this much later. This is not really good until you have Greater Color Spray, which is level 10, so don't take this before level 10, but with Greater Color Spray, and especially Prismatic Spray and Prismatic Strike, all of these abilities, very good, very powerful. I really like them, and I can't recommend them enough. But yeah, so far, having a huge blast with my Eladrin Wild Mage. You can get some cool stuff here, especially with like the equipment. Again, I went Fire Spell Power. Oops, I should put that over there so you can read it. I went Fire Spell Power with the Wild Flame. I've got the Hallowed Trail here for like some light spell power. A lot of that stuff is pretty good. I'm trying to think, are there any major bugs? I think the only major bug I ran into is in some of the epics, where stuff like in Exalted Angel, it says bonus to alignment spell power. It does not do that. This says bonus to alignment spell power. Sorry, it does not add to alignment. It only adds to universal, so it is missing some of that. But weirdly enough, Angelic Form adds light damage to your light and alignment spells, and that works. You can cast chaos spells and get the extra hit of light. So I don't know, maybe it was two different people that did that job. I couldn't tell you. But yeah, there's some wacky stuff in epics, but for the most part, in heroics, everything seems to work. Everything seems good, and I had a absolute blast, and I can recommend it to you. So stay tuned for the follow-up with the epic Eladrin, see how it goes in epics, and I'll let you know what chaos feels like as we move on in the future. But that's all I have for you today, so thank you for watching. If you like what you saw, hit that like button, follow the subscribe with the channel, and don't get hit by lightning. Oh my god. It's a crazy storm, huh? You guys have any crazy storms? Leave a comment about the craziest storm you've ever experienced. Bye-bye.